right, guys, let's get started. For those of you new to the call, this is Eliza Raymond, one of the host mentors for Eat So They Can. I'm here with Katie Goddard, the other host mentor, and we're really excited that you could join us for this conference call. The idea of the call is that we're going to go through a few updates and bits of information to help you with planning and organising your event. And then we're also going to give you an opportunity at the end of the call to ask questions and also share the ideas of what you guys are up to and what you're planning for your events. We really want you guys to hear about what else is happening around the world and hopefully pick up some ideas from other hosts as well. So before we get into the call, is Anna Dodson on the line?
Hi.
Oh, great. Now, Anna's our celebrity for this month. Anna is a former CNN hero, and she's also the winner of a Caring Award. And she's one of our Eat So They Can ambassadors this year and also one of our partners. So we're really excited to have her on the call. And she's just going to talk a little bit about her story and how she's become involved with Eat So They Can. So I'll pass over to you, Anna.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for letting me speak to everyone. And so I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Anna, and I was born in Quito, Peru, and I was adopted when I was a baby. So I've been living here in America ever since. When I was 11 years old, I went down to Peru on a homeland trip with my mother, and I was really struck by all of the poverty and that I saw down there, particularly in one orphanage that we visited in Cusco. And this orphanage consisted of 24 girls, and they were very malnourished. It was the middle of winter, and they were wearing very thin clothing. And I felt so connected to these girls because I could have been in that same situation. And so I came back to the United States, and I just couldn't stop thinking about these girls, about one of the girls had talked to me as I was leaving, and she told me that she thought that I was never going to forget them and that one day I would help them. That really struck me. So I couldn't really forget about Gloria and her blessing. And so that's when I decided to start Peruvian Heart. And Peruvian Heart is now a non-profit organization. And it helps these girls at the orphanage with all of their fundamental needs. And we have 24 girls there now, and they are now dreaming, and I'm so excited about that, because this would not have been possible without people all around the world. Obviously, Global Volunteer Network Foundation, they've been a huge support, and so now we're supporting this orphanage, and we are also feeding around 1,100 kids each day with breakfast, lunch, and a multivitamin. And so, as you can see, it's really grown, but only because people have stood up and said that this isn't right, that we need to do something to help. Hi, it's Leanna. Hello? Hi, it's Leanna. Hi, Leanna.
Hi, Leanna. Carry on, Anna. Thanks.
Oh, no, you're fine. So, again, it's just really helping these children. We're trying to create a whole new generation of kids who change their poverty that they're in, and they're going to break out of this cycle of poverty, like through education, healthcare, and nutrition. And that's only possible. All of us working together. And in addition to trying to change and actually changing the lives of these girls in Peru, it's also one of my personal goals to try and instill a sense of leadership in other kids, other young adults around in to realize that they can make a difference as well. That they don't have to wait until they're grown up to start to make a difference.
Thank you so much for your input, Anna. I'm sorry that it was a little bit difficult to hear, but we are really grateful and excited to be supporting Peruvian Hearts through Eat So They Can this year. And your story is just incredible, how you have done so much to support the girls there, and obviously your passion for that really shines through. So thank you. So we're just going to talk about a few bits and pieces, and then we'll join you all back into the call, and hopefully we'll be able to hear each other a little bit better. The first thing I just wanted to talk about was our online resource guide. Now, this has just come up recently, and there's different resources on there. At the moment, you can download flyers and a few other bits and pieces, and we're also going to be uploading new resources over the next few weeks, including our recipe guide, which is pretty exciting. And you can access that resource guide by logging into your account with your username and password, and then clicking on the resources tab. So if any of you have any trouble doing that, just send us an email and we can give you some more specific directions, but it should be fairly self-explanatory once you log into your page. Okay, I'm going to pass over to Katie now, and she is going to talk to you about a few things as well.
All right. Hi. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Katie Goddard, and I'm the other Eat So They Can host mentor. And actually, this is my first year working for the foundation. So last year, I was an Eat So They Can host in my hometown of Royal Oak, Michigan, in the United States. So I completely understand how sometimes there's some challenges, but it's also exciting to host an event. It was really fun for me to do. And then I think the biggest thing was seeing the distribution trip on the DVD, and seeing that my money went to a really good cause made me feel great about hosting my event, and especially the stories from people who were there, and feeling really connected to a greater cause than just my little area. So what we'd love to have you do is, for those of you who are hosting events really soon in the near future, or just something to keep in mind for when you have your event in October or later on, we would love for you to submit some photos and a little submission, an article or a story about your event. What we want to do is feature some of our hosts, and if you guys work hard at your event and are putting on something, a dinner party, and you are cooking or cleaning or have friends who are involved, we want to recognize that and thank you for that. We like to have an online gallery of photos and stories, and sometimes we even feature stories or photos in our newsletter, on our webpage, and even sometimes in some media hits that we get from different either newspapers or organizations that feature stuff we do. So please submit those events to us, and you can submit anything you want to info@eatsotheycan.org, and Eliza and I are the people who check that mailbox, so we'll make sure we save that stuff. And the last thing I want to talk about is just how to submit donations. That's really important, and something we want to make sure that you guys are all clear on, so you don't have any confusion on your end. So the option online, which is probably the easiest one for most of you, is you can donate directly from your host page. So even if someone sends you some feedback and says, hey, I'd love to come to your event, but I can't, how can I support you? You can give them the link to your personal page, and they can donate directly on there, and that will be credited to your event. Another way to submit donations is for some people who prefer not to use the internet, or it's just easier to write a check. They're more than welcome to send a check, and I'm going to say the address of where to submit the check, so if you have a pen and paper handy, you might want to write it down. The address to send all checks is P.O. Box 294, and that's in Littleton, Colorado. 80160 is the zip code, and that's in the United States. It's also on our website if you want to check later. And finally, just really important to note, the check should be made out to GVN Foundation, and in the memo, in the note on the bottom left of the check, it's really important that your guests or you yourself put Eat So They Can and then your name as the host. So if you put your name as the host, or your guest puts your name, then we will directly credit you for that donation, and we'll also make sure that your little thermometer on your personal page moves forward towards your target. So please make sure you do that because we want to make sure you get all the credit for the people who donate in your name. And I'll pass you back to Eliza, and she's going to talk about the last thing before we ask you guys to contribute.
So I also just wanted to mention we've had some great stories come up in the media recently about different Eat So They Can events going on around the world, and we really appreciate it and encourage you to contact your local media and try and get a bit of free publicity for your event. I also just wanted to let you know that if you ever need any help with that, we have a media guru on our staff, Lauren McMahon, and she would be more than happy to help you as well. So just feel free again to email us if you'd like any help or advice on how to get your event in the media. Now, just the last thing we wanted to talk about was just give you guys the opportunity to share some ideas about what you're doing around the world and all the different events which are taking place. It's really amazing for us here in the office getting emails from you all and hearing about all these different things going on around the world, and we just kind of want to share a little bit of that excitement that we feel here with you guys. So, I mean, a few events that I've been hearing about recently which sound really cool. We had a meeting just this morning with a local group in New Zealand, and they're organising an international event. So they're going to have stalls from all the different countries we support with local food from that country and flags and information about what we're doing in those countries. So that's really exciting, and they're getting some local dance groups and music groups as well to come along to that. So that was one event which I thought sounded really exciting.